Leo, Spirit gave me a clear message for you, and that is to know what your weakness is so that someone cannot use it against you. So I see this going in two ways. One, you're having a rebirth here, and it's just a time for self-assessment to know what aspects of yourself you could strengthen, what parts of your shadow do you need to look at, what wounds do you still have to heal, do you have any blind spots, things you can't see. I keep hearing the word oversight. Maybe you have some oversights with something, and it's just a point for you to reflect on and to get to know yourself a little bit better by looking at any potential weaknesses. The second way I see this going is that you're in an environment, or there's a certain situation in which someone is looking for a weakness. Now, if you're like, who, where, what, who, how, who, then don't worry about it. It's probably the first scenario for you where you're having a rebirth and this is just a moment of reflection. But if you feel like, yeah, I think there is somebody around, a shark in the water, circulating, Circe? I don't know, something with that circle, maybe there's some kind of circle, or there's a tumbling. I'm hearing a tumbling, a stumbling, a stutter. This could all be an indication or a clue of who or what I'm alluding to or talking about. Interesting. There's somebody here who has vague responses and doesn't communicate clearly with you. It might be your tendency, I'm getting something about to try to debunk something or find something out, but it could be that's your weakness, to investigate into something that doesn't warrant your attention. That's for some of you. There's something weird going on with this situation or this person and communication. And the card that came through for this energy, this reading of the energy is defense. Somebody could be talking in circles or trying to get you to talk in circles. And you need to figure out how they could potentially get one over on you. In what ways are you easily manipulated? Or maybe you're not easily manipulated, but in what ways could you be manipulated? It's always good to do like a self-check-in to see if, oh, wait a second, I think that person's breached a boundary. Oh, wait a second, I don't actually feel comfortable with that whole thing, but I'm doing it anyways. That person has triggered me, or whatever's going on. They've disrespected me. There's something here where you need to look at like how they got to that point. How did they get so far in your energetic field that they were able to incite some kind of reaction or response, even an emotional response in you? Because Spirit's saying you have to defend something here. I got the card Solitary Peak for the overall theme, and it feels like you're working on something very significant. You're at the apex, you're at the peak here. This is prime time for you. And this is something that you want to protect. And it would behoove you to be not paranoid, but very aware of how you're giving your energy away and what energies you're receiving. Just be mindful. Like, is this equal give and take? The energy I put out, is it, am I getting energy back? Is someone taking from me? Am I taking from someone? There's something about balance, a push-pull dynamic that you need to be aware of when it comes to energy. There's also some kind of pressure that's building up in a certain situation. Yeah, I'm seeing two people fighting here. Okay, I got some, I'm not saying you're going to get into a fight or anything like that. It's just the vision that's coming to me. It just feels like there's a lot of tension here. And this could be something that's going on with someone else and you're not even aware of it. Like, whoa, bro, buddy, gal, person, unicorn, what's going on over there? Why are you so tense? And they're like having a battle within, and it's somehow affecting you, and you need to defend your whatever it is that you're doing. Hold on. You need to defend your what, Spirit? Your sense of peace. Okay, I also got the word embellishment. Someone's embellishing something. Maybe making themselves look better than they are, or they're embellishing the truth, or I don't know, they're saying something for effect. Okay, they could be trying to provoke you in some way. Then the last thing I heard is revoke. And then something came after that, and it's really weird, and I don't know what it means. So fill me in if you do. But I heard revoke, and then after I heard the order of passage you gave to them. Revoke the order of passage you gave to them. Maybe you've allowed someone in your energetic field and you need to revoke that. Okay? I'm hearing guest card. I don't know. It's like, and I'm seeing like a gym card. Maybe you gave someone a guest pass into your energetic field, and you need to revoke that. Okay, then I saw Ra, the Eye of Ra, with the number 13 and 6, and I'm hearing 16 as well. So let's see what comes through for you, Leo. This is interesting energy. Know your weaknesses so others can't use them against you. Now, yeah, just remember that for some of you, it's not like there's somebody out there trying to use a weakness against you. It's just something you want to think about so that you're prepared when those kinds of characters come along, and they always come along, okay? There's many of them out there. So you just want to do some prep work. Okay, this is where I tend to get a little soft. This is where my boundaries get a little bit flexible when that happens, and then I regret it. You know, asking yourself those kinds of questions. And then for others of you, this is a more emergent, like it's emerging right now, and emergency. It's an emergent situation. It's happening right now. Mm-hmm. Your weaknesses. Okay, so let's see Leo's strength. Recharge. Your strength really is to pull back when you feel depleted. When you feel your energy is being depleted, pull back and recharge. And it feels like this might be a solitary recharging. Some of you might want to work with crystals or moon energy. But it feels like some time out to yourself. Cold could be useful, like cold air maybe. Cold plunge if you're into it. I don't know. And it's interesting, I wore my toque, as we call it here in Canada. Okay. Yeah, so you might need to recharge. So let's see. And then it is your strength. You do know how to recharge yourself. And that's how you were able to climb this big mountain. Is because you know how to gather your strength to reach seemingly impossible heights that you do reach. There's also someone who may be jealous of you, okay, or wanting something that you've recently achieved or that you're striving towards. Revoke the order of the passage. I don't know what the order part is. Revoke the order of the passage you gave to them. The order. Maybe you gave someone steps of how to do something. Okay, what's the obstacle, the weakness, the block that Leo needs to be aware of? Some of you could be dealing with Aquarius. I just heard Aquarius. Express. Hold on, let me get one more. Seek, practice, and embrace. Chaos at the bottom. It feels to me that something you need to be aware of here, and maybe this is a weakness that Spirit's pointing to, has something to do with how you express yourself outwardly. You're a very charismatic soul and energy. But someone could use that charisma against you or use your self-expression against you. So the advice there would be not that you shouldn't express yourself or not that you shouldn't be charismatic, but to be mindful of how you use that energy, or when you feel the need. When do you feel the need to express that charisma? When do you feel the need that you have to appear a certain way or perform a certain way? And it doesn't feel like you actually want to do it in that moment, but you're just doing it because that's what's expected of you. That's what others embrace. Because I feel like for some of you, I'm hearing betrayal. There's a small betrayal here, just a small one, where at certain times you just don't have the energy to engage, or you're not feeling very charismatic, or you want to say something and express something that is a little bit rogue to your nature as it's perceived, but you don't do it, or you hold it back, or you extrovert when you need to introvert, when you need to recharge. Yeah, because it's in those moments where you show up just because you feel obligated, or you show up charismatic because the spotlight's on you, or that's just what you're meant to do, or you're the person in the friend group, or you're the one who holds the relationship together, or you're the one on stage, you know? There's times where you show up like that and you're not really feeling it. It's not really authentically reflective of your current energy in that moment, that it becomes like a weakness, right? It becomes something that someone can, I don't know, what can they do? Flow, work, feel. Well, they can feel that you're not really in flow and that you have to put in work to perform this way or to appear this way. But for you, I feel like you're doing it because it's either your responsibility, or you just feel like you're being a giving person. You know, you're not bogging people down with your problems. But I feel like once they see that you're doing something and it's not totally natural in that moment, just in that moment, I don't know, somehow they get in. I don't know how do they get in? How do they get in? I don't know. Well, you're off balance. You're off balance and you're more susceptible to negativity. We have castaway negativity with navigation, equilibrium, destiny, and divine guidance. It feels like in those moments where you do what's expected of you rather than what you actually feel you need to do, which is to kind of be solitary for a moment, you're more open. You give them a passageway. You're more open. It's picking up on negativity, on others' negativity. Or you may even start to believe other people's projections for some of you. There's something about touch as well. Maybe you're more, your physical boundaries might come down in a way that you don't really want them to. Okay, that's for some. There's also something about thoughts. It's like somebody might get in your head. And this all goes back to some kind of expression or expressing that you do that isn't right for the moment. It's not in alignment with the energy in the moment. Maybe that kind of expression you're doing will work tomorrow or the previous day or a couple hours later, but in the moment, it doesn't feel like you're exhausted by it. You know, this could happen on so many different scales. I'm seeing somebody performing on stage, and it's like they don't want to be there. Everything in their being does not want to be there, but they're just doing it because this is how everybody expects you to be. And that creates some kind of passageway for negativity or for them to use something against you. Because in that moment, when you're doing something and you really don't feel like it, you already know subconsciously or consciously that you're betraying a part of yourself. And so the other energy, whoever this is, can sense it and maybe start to pick apart your own sense of like self-betrayal and really get in there and just, blah, you know, like the grubby little shadow energy they are, you know, like they'll get in there. Oh, Leo's, I see an inner conflict in Leo. They don't really want to be doing this, but look, they're doing it anyways. So I'm just going to poke at that a little bit. That's for some of you. Okay. For others of you, it's just like picking up the phone to that person that you don't want to talk to and just letting them drain your energy. So give yourself permission to say no to something. Give yourself permission to find your own peace and quiet, your own solitary peak, to go ponder what's working for you and where you do want to put your energy, rather than trying to show up in a place or an environment that is like trying to pull something out of you. I hope this is helping. I'm not sure what we're talking about for everyone, but it seemed kind of urgent. I'm reading what time is it? It's almost 9:00 at night, and I don't typically read in the evenings, but it seemed like this is pretty important. Number 4 could be significant. So we have 4 hours. Okay, let's see. Ra, the sun god. Yeah. Maybe you bring a lot of light, laughter, energy to something. And there's this pressure that you have to show up that way. The Emperor, the Queen of Cups. Maybe you're someone's emotional support. And in doing that emotional support, which can be great, that can be an amazing role to have. But when you do it at the expense of your own needs, then that's when it gets not only not good for you, but dangerous energetically. So be your own emotional support first. I'm seeing that whole, put on the oxygen mask on you before someone else. Okay, let's see. For Leo spirit. I feel also like you've put a lot of pressure on yourself for something, with something. And don't get me wrong, you could show up on stage or in a relationship or whatever this is about and totally come out charismatic and impress them all and get the job done and do exactly what everybody's wanting of you. You could absolutely do it and be successful. It's not like you're not going to be successful, but there's like I'm seeing a worm, like an energy worm that somehow wiggles its way in that tiny little moment of self-betrayal. And when we recognize these tiny little moments of self-betrayal and, start to walk back and be like, whoa, I don't want to do this. I'm going to listen to myself. I'm not going to betray myself. We start to recognize those moments and listen to what our heart and our mind really want to do. Then we become stronger and we're able to defend ourselves a lot easier, where our defenses are kind of just there and we don't have to constantly be reinforcing them. We just don't allow those moments to happen. But it takes practice and courage, because oftentimes when we say no to someone or something, or we back out of something because we don't feel like it's truly in alignment, other people get upset or we disappoint someone. But this is part of your rebirth, doing what's best for you. The true you, the inner you, not the outer you that everybody sees. Okay, Leo. The Emperor for your overall energy. This is about taking back your power and control. Even the Emperor needs rest and to recharge. Especially the Emperor needs that to rule effectively. They can't be exhausted. And the Emperor can also revoke the order of passage you gave to someone. But the Emperor can revoke something. 2112, mirror numbers. It's interesting. Yeah. It feels like you want to end something maybe, or just complete something, close the cycle out, and maybe somebody wants you to open that up or just not do it. 21 being the World card and 12 being the Hangman. One's about closing something else, interesting, closing something out, and the other one's about just sticking it out. So it's like as you come out wanting to close something out, someone else wants you to just stick it out. Okay. Revoke the Emperor, embellish. And if you don't feel strong about something, you don't need to pretend that you're strong with something. But you also don't need to share all of your weaknesses or your perceived weaknesses with everyone. It's a beautiful thing to be vulnerable, but we also have to be mindful of those grubby worms who are just waiting for those moments of betraying our own boundaries. Oh, beautiful. There's the Hangman. Okay, Judgment at the bottom. Yeah, this is about a rebirth, and the moon I'm cutting on, which is the solitary peak, number 18. So this is a time where you're going to choose to do something in a different way than what you're used to. What you don't see coming is the Two of Cups. As soon as you pull back from this energy, whatever this is, you're able to put your energy towards something that truly feels like it's in alignment with you. So what is this? Temperance, how beautiful. This is something that is balanced. There's equal give and take, reciprocity. There's tenderness. There's patience. There's a real connection with maybe a new job or just a different part of you. It could be a new friend, a new partnership. It could be a current friend. You get a stronger bond with them or lover or what, you apply it as it makes sense to you. But there's another energy here that is so much softer, not as needy, and who mirrors your own strength back to you. And that's what you don't see coming. But first, in your advice, 8 of Cups, you need to walk away from this whole performance or expression, I should say. This whole expression about getting up and going on stage. You've practiced it. You know what people are seeking, what they want. They'll embrace you, but you need to kind of walk away from that so that you can reconnect or connect with something that is soft and kind. and nourishing for you. Page of Wands, that excites you, entices you, makes you feel like you have all the energy, and not something where you constantly feel you need to kind of, I'm hearing mitigate, or like, yeah, we'll just leave that there. So your opportunity, the Hanged Man. And it's interesting because I talked about the Hanged Man. So I feel like the opportunity is to look at what in your life is mirroring back some kind of weakness that you want to work on. Okay, and I'm using the word weakness because it came through with that idea, know your weaknesses so others can't use them against you. But you could frame this not necessarily as a weakness, but maybe a wound. What energies out there in the world mirror that back to you? Push those buttons. Get in there. And how do they do it? You know, reflect on that. Use them as a mirror to really build up your own strength and resolve. And to, Also, pay attention to the areas where you feel complacent and that you're just there, not for yourself, but for someone else. That you're just sticking something out. Your opportunity is to see this dynamic, this whole energy from a different perspective. Let's see. Tell me more about the opportunity. The Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. For someone here, it doesn't matter what you do, it still doesn't feel like enough. The Seven of Pentacles, yeah. Maybe you can't please someone. They're just never happy, or there's always another hoop to jump through, or the goalpost keeps moving. And you need to take a look at that. Someone here is dealing with a situation. I'm seeing someone dangling something, maybe dangling a carrot. But it's like an unspoken threat. Leo, if you don't do this, or if you don't show up in this way, something's going to happen. Now, that might even be a part of your shadow that's doing that. Could be someone else too. But are you working? Are you trying to achieve something, perfect something, because you don't want to be betrayed? Or you don't want something to be wasted time and effort? Or are you working for something and trying to achieve something because it fulfills you, because it fills you up, because it recharges you? So there's a difference here that Spirit's drawing your attention to. Nine of Wands for the obstacle and the challenge. Yeah, this is like continuing the fight, even though you've been wounded, even though you've been doing something for a long, long time. Continuing to do it, even though you know it's going to lead to the Ten of Wands, like feeling an oppressive, energetic weight, shouldering everything. But you're still at it. You're a warrior, and you're like showing it to yourself or showing it to others. I can stick this out. I can do this. Tell me more about this challenge. Four of Wands. Yeah, maybe because there's a promise here of some kind of stability or celebration. But I feel like, Leo, you're doing something and you are carrying the weight of it. It's not an equal opportunity or an equal partnership in some way. It's just not. You're expected to be the one who creates the foundation or stabilizes something or keeps something going at the expense of your own growth and rebirth. So Spirit really wants you to defend your rebirth here. Solitary, recharge, take the time for yourself. I'm hearing something like, don't seek comfort in fools. Not that you would, but maybe you would. I don't know. Just a reminder. There could be an Aries of significance here. Okay. Or maybe you're tuning into something where somebody's foolish and you can see it, and you're finding like like a release by seeking comfort in it. Like I'm thinking about maybe the media or the news or something, and you're seeing something foolish, some stupid reality show or whatever, and you're finding like a way to relax and forget your life by seeking that kind of relaxing comfort, but it's like in relationship to some foolish energy. And I feel like, you know, energetically, that can also be an issue. A little bit of it is okay. I mean, who am I to talk? I do this too, okay? But this is the message that's coming through. It's like, be very mindful of where you're seeking comfort. In someone else's foolishness? Like, I mean, why? Let's seek comfort in somebody else's brilliance and nature or something magical. That makes a huge difference in the mirrors that you hold up to yourself. Okay? So 8 of Cups for your advice. This is walking away. For someone here, I'm hearing taking what's left and walking away. 6 of Swords, another card of walking away. And this is clearing your mind mentally from all the emotional baggage of the situation and seeing the sun god, Ra, seeing the growth, the rebirth, something to move towards that holds a lot of excitement and promise that's in alignment with you. I'm hearing the letter B. So what's going to manifest in the next 3 months for you, Leo? We have the Knight of Pentacles. This is a strategy, slow strategy, slow movement, but it is progress. And you're coming out as the Emperor, as your overall energy, which is a huge responsibility. And here you're making a strategy of how you want to mobilize yourself or how you want to maneuver in the upcoming months. Where do you want to place your energy? This is you thinking carefully about it, not doing anything hastily or out of emotional turbulence, but you really seriously considering how you want to lay a foundation, where you're investing your time, energy, and money. So give me one more here, Spirit. Next 3 months, you're planning. You're moving towards something and you're planning. Ace of Pentacles for something new here. Okay, Spirit, I can't leave it there. What is the Ace of Pentacles? And then I'm going to go into an extended. In the extended reading, we go a layer deeper. If you can't go to that or you don't want to and you're like, what? I don't like extendeds. Cool. Okay. Just don't go, and trust that you received the message that you need right here, right now. If you are interested, the link is in the description box below. Leap. You're taking a leap of faith towards something new, a new opportunity. But Spirit, like, give me a little bit more detail here. Such a teaser. What? Well, maybe you already know what it is that you want to move towards, something new. Disenchant. You are protected. You're becoming disenchanted with something, which is exactly, I feel, what should happen. Maybe it's a secret, what you want to do. Maybe it's something only you know and should know, because it's something that you're currently incubating, something you're growing, something you're working on. You're keeping it in a protective, creative container. You have a vision, you have an idea. It's not ready to be shared just yet, but you're working towards it. And you are protected because you're protecting yourself. All right, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.